A couple of specials that I've listened slash watched, and a particularly great episode, jeepers, of a podcast that I listened to recently. Hello, welcome back to Al Talks. This podcast I started 3 years ago to chronicle me starting stand-up. This podcast is a weekly podcast. It comes out once a week, and this is just a small little introduction video into the podcast. So down below in the description of each episode, you can go to my Linktree and find links to everything connected to me. This podcast is available on YouTube, which you're watching it on right now, and also on Spotify. But yeah, that is just a small introduction into this podcast and everything that goes along with it. Hello, I'm pre-recording another batch of episodes, so this is why there's no new news in this one. But essentially what I wanted to talk about was a couple of specials that I've listened slash watched, and a particularly great episode, jeepers, of a podcast that I listened to recently. And yeah, so I watched a couple of specials recently. I watched Jim Florentine's special on Amazon called Bite the Bullet. I think it was released like 2 years ago. I think it was still COVID when they released it, from what I remember. I think it was 2022. And Jim Florentine, if you don't know, is a comedian from the US, from Jersey. And he's very good friends with Uncle Joey. In fact, Jim Florentine's niece is the one who got, she's a realtor, Erica Florentine. So she got him that house that he lives in Jersey now. So they're very connected and they live very close to each other. And Jim he's on Sirius FM in the US. He's a metalhead like me. And also a comic like me, but I don't have a special on Amazon. But yeah, he's very, very good, and his special was great. I really enjoyed watching it. It was very, very witty humor, very well crafted, had great, like, there was definitely a couple of moments where I laughed for a very long time, and I really enjoyed it. Another special I recently watched was Cat Williams' new special, and honest opinion, that a lot of it was very kind of Chappelle style stuff, where he talked about like I remember reading a YouTube comment underneath one of Chappelle's videos. Somebody said Chappelle just talked and is funny. Now that's not an insult to Dave Chappelle or anything, but it's true. Like, Chappelle has there's a reason he won the Mark Twain Award, because he's very, very compelling when he talks, but it also happens to be very hilarious. And the new Cat Williams special, it was like that as well. I googled it before I watched it, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it 47%. I don't think it deserves that 47%. I know some people don't value the Rotten Tomatoes shit, but I don't know, people still kind of pay attention to it. It's kind of a scale of, if you can impress them, then you're doing well, sort of thing, but I don't know. So there's that kind of stuff that I've been watching. Also watching one of the greatest comedy sitcoms ever created, Seinfeld. I was talking to one of my co-workers, talking about comedy, and he said, talking about who's the biggest comic of all time. I said, never mind who's the biggest. I said, who's the richest? I said, it's fucking Seinfeld. The people are still getting residuals from Seinfeld. There's actually a guy who played for the Yankees, who made like one appearance in Seinfeld, and he says to this day he gets like $57 a month in residuals. He said it's it's a glass of wine in a rice restaurant. Like Seinfeld was in the 90s, like the late 90s. It's nearly 30 years ago, but he's still getting residuals from. That just shows how big it is. Like, I mean, it's on Netflix. Like I said, that's what I'm watching at the moment, and I really enjoy it because it's like, the characters that are in it. Like, there was basically four main characters. You had Kramer, you had Elaine, who was Jerry Seinfeld's ex-girlfriend in the show, and then you had George Costanza, who's played by, I think, Jason Alexander. In recent times, Kramer, the character who plays Kramer, has been cancelled because of stuff he said online. Back to cancelled bullshit again. And but like, yeah, Seinfeld is great. It's just like there was one episode I watched. Like, how those characters excelled so well is because they're very good at acting, and for certain things, facial expression, like like when Jerry, like, for example, an episode when Jerry be sarcastic, he'd do the kind of this kind of look and stuff like that. So it was very, very funny. To bring back to work as well, I was winding people up in work, and I did this trick. Not this trick. There was like a piece of paper from the delivery company. I gave it to my co-workers, and I said, "Look, this is from the management. They want you to read it." And he opened. Like, what? He opened up. It was a delivery slip thing. And he was like, "What the fuck? It's not." And I was like, "Yeah, exactly." I was like, "See, I told you, I'm very good at acting. I'm also good at lying." It's like, "Yeah, because I believed you." I was like, "See, that's how you get him. That's how Seinfeld is. It's like, it's very, very convincing, and it's just great TV. Like, I'm enjoying watching it." Another podcast that I enjoyed watching, I mentioned it on here before, that the We Might Be Drunk podcast, which is absolutely hilarious. It is very warm today. But yeah, it's like, there was one episode where they did, I think it's a recent episode where they did like Cinco de Mayo, and they had mariachis come in, and it was, I think, a couple of comics, Jordan Jensen, Brad Williams. And what they did during that episode, they said that after, let's say, we do like jokes, put in laugh tracks, and it was just so funny. Like, a lot of there's a couple of huge sitcoms that do it, like Big Bang Theory is one kind of modern one that comes to mind. Seinfeld used to do it and stuff like that. But in the podcast episode, it was very, very funny. These headphones are becoming very uncomfortable. And it's very, very interesting as a comic to listen to it, especially because Mark Norman, Sam Burrell, who I met, like I told you, in a long time ago, in an episode, I think it was like last year at some stage. It was also very, very, Mark Norman's very, very nice. Took a picture of me, answered a couple of questions, and it was great in that sense. But I want to say, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's very warm here. Don't know why I put that accent on. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Leave your thoughts down below, if any, and also leave your thoughts on the previous episode down below in the comments about a little media kerfuffle thing that I had to endure. Like I said, this is bulking recording, so I haven't actually done that. I haven't feedback from it yet, so this is kind of, you will hear about the next couple of weeks if there is any feedback. Hopefully not, because like I said, I will stand my ground. I will not be intimidated or fucking bullied over bullshit. It's got nothing to do with me, and is an accurate representation of me and my character, which is more than anything, it's just fucking stupid. It really is, you know. So that is that. I'm gonna end the episode there. Links down below for everything as per usual. Support the people that support me, and I should see you all next week, where I'll have some more news about the shows I've done and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. I'm off to cool down because it is very warm. But as per usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I shall see you all next week. Bye bye.